This is the third day or the third set of the Bible study. And the theme tonight will be verses that God will make you strong. We'll start with Deuteronomy. Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, He is one who goes with you. He will not leave you, nor forsake you. This is being penned by Moses in Deuteronomy in a series of farewell messages commanding the next generation of Israelites to uphold the commitment and the obedience of people, and His obedient people in the Promised Land. Again, the Israelites have traveled for years to find their freedom, and they're finally getting there, and Moses is saying, as I bid you farewell, because he can't go into the Promised Land, be strong, don't forget where you came from and how you got here. Next verse would be, by the way, that's Deuteronomy, King James Version. Proverbs 24:5 from the King James Version. Wise man is strong, ye a man of knowledge increaseth strength. Penned by Solomon and other wise men. That pretty much speaks for itself. A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increases his strength, because a man of knowledge doesn't think he knows everything. He's always willing to learn. And in the Bible, learning consists of building that relationship with God and doing Bible studies and doing things to increase your faith and to increase that bond between God and yourself. Proverbs. And this I did a little different. The first verse is going to be the King James Version, Proverbs 31:10 from the King James Version. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is above rubles, rubies. I'll get it right in a second. But just to show you how different versions of the Bible changed things a little bit. The Living Bible, if you can find a truly good wife, she is worth more than precious gems. The word virtuous versus the word good, is it that big of a deal? Well, good is interpretation. So I'll leave it up to you. To me, I would think the King James Version is more of what God was talking about when he said righteous or virtuous, a woman that still has her virtue. Especially in America, that's a big thing, because nowadays virtuous women are far few and in between. But assuming that they were that way in that time, women were promiscuous. Women, Eve created are folded to the doubt of the tree of life. Again, I digress, and I'm not knocking women. I love my wife and I love women. So, but here's another one. Proverbs 31:17. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. That's the KJV version. The Living Bible says she is energetic and hardworking. That doesn't say the same thing to me. Is it me? Is it you? What are your thoughts on that? Anyway, that's penned by King Solomon and other wise men. So it's Proverbs. But But that is for our women. The women sometimes get a bad rap, and I think that the Bible has used women many times to get the point across. So hopefully that encourages women to stay true in the Bible. Next, we want to go to Isaiah. Isaiah 40:30 KJV. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run. They shall not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Penned by Isaiah. The book of Isaiah is where he predicts judgment is imminent for the people of Judea and Jerusalem. But he also believes that the restoration will eventually come. And we all know what happened after that. The judgment did come. And Jerusalem and the Israelites were back on top of the game. Isaiah 41:10 KJV version. I'll put this backwards. I should have put this first, but I didn't. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of righteousness. I don't know there's much more to be said with that. Yeah, it's not a traditional English version, but he says it all. Don't fear, don't dismay, don't grow weak. That he'll give us strength, and he will uphold us with his hand of righteousness. When we battles today, in the modern world, especially here in America, so often we get frustrated and just lose faith, lose grip. And he's saying, don't fear it, don't worry about it, I got it, I'll take care of it. And this is one that I'm guilty of quite often, is I get too much pressure and I crumble as a Christian. And I'm like, now what? Just now what? And I shouldn't do that. I should be stronger than that. But I'm only human and I'm a sinner. What can I say? I was born that way. Moving on. 1 Corinthians 1:8. KJV version. Who shall also confirmeth you unto the end, that ye may be blameless in the day of the Lord Jesus Christ. The Apostle Paul, writing to the church of Corinth. I don't have much to add with that. Just who's gonna be there until the end? And if you're a Christian and if you're doing the right things, God's gonna hold you blameless. 1 Corinthians 16:13 KJV version. Watch ye, stand fast in faith. Quote you like men, be strong. That verse to me is a little confusing somewhat. I mean, I get it, but it just isn't modern to me. So the NIV version goes kind of like this. Be on your guard, stand firm in faith, be courageous and be strong. That makes more sense to me. I don't know about you, but again, it's it's Paul talking to the church of Corinth, telling these people, be strong. Paul does a lot of talking to the churches as to how to be a church. And one of my personal problems that I have is, first of all, churches are made up of people, so therefore they're not perfect. However, only 2 out of the 7 in the book of Revelation passed the grade. So keep that in mind when you go to your churches and what they teach and how they teach. And I just have a problem with some of the churches and the things they teach, especially some of this modern Christianity. I grew up old school, and it was a little different. My parents even had a different version. So, I try to go back to as close to the original as I can. I quite often try to go back at least to the Aramaic, Hebrew, and the Greek versions to try and decipher some of this. And I'm really not that smart of a guy, so sometimes I just have to rely on what's in front of me that I can comprehend. Next is from Ephesians, and this is one of my favorite books because you get into the armament of God. And a local pastor, Pastor Daniel, told me one time we were discussing the armament of God, and when you put on the full armament of God, it doesn't mention the back. There's the breastplate, the helmet, the sword, the feet, the shin guards, all that. But there's no back. And the reason there's no back, the way he explained it to me, is because God's always got you back. So I like that, and I encourage you to read the book of Ephesians and learn more about the armament of God. But anyway, I digress. Ephesians 6:10 and 11 through the KJV version. Verse 10, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. I'm going to be doing a study on spiritual warfare, but I'm still doing some research on it because the spirit and how you get the Holy Ghost and when that comes to you, there's still some questions that I'm looking. So I'll throw a little plug here. Give us a follow. Give us a like, because when that comes out, I'm telling you something you're going to want to see, because God created man in his own image, which means he had the 3 parts: the soul, the body, and the spirit. So anyway, I digress. Ephesians 3:16, and this is another one I did backwards. Verse 16, that he would grant you according to the riches of his glory to be strengthened with might by the Spirit of the inner man. Verse 17, that Christ may dwell within your heart by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love. 18, may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height. That last verse can be a little confusing, so we went to the CBS version. I pray that he may grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with power in your inner being through his Spirit, and that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. I pray that you be rooted and firmly established in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints, that is the length and the width and the height and the depth of God's love. Penned by the Apostle Paul, talking to the church of Ephesus. This is out of the book of Ephesians. Boy, if I can get it together. I like the CBS version a little bit better, just because it is more English to me than the King James version. Doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. I think it just makes better sense to me personally. And that's the Christian Standard Bible, the CSB Bible. Did I say CBS? Is that? No, CSB. Thinking of TV, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I move on. Philippians 14:3, King James Version. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Again, the Apostle Paul, talking to the church of Philippi. He's trying to encourage them to live happily through all circumstances with God. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. There it is. I mean, just got to have the faith. The faith, not face. My voice tonight. Third night. Thessalonians, KJV version. Comfort your hearts and establish you in every good work and word. I got that backward. Comfort your hearts and establish you in every good word and work. Here's the Christian Standard Bible version of it. Encourage your heart and strengthen you in every good work and word. One that actually kind of got that right, or consistent. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's made sense to you, despite my getting tongue-tied and twisted here and there. Stick around, give us a like, give us a follow. More of this type stuff will be coming. I am not a preacher, don't claim to be a preacher, but what I do claim to be is a Christian, and I like learning theology. I like learning more about the Bible and how to strengthen myself. And as I learn these things, I want to share them with you, give you an opportunity to find that same courage and strength. And most of all, to find peace and happiness. I will say this, as much as I get frustrated and lose faith, and I say that wrong because I don't lose faith. I lose the ability to be patient, I guess is the best way to say it. Because I want it now, or I need it now, and so far, it really hasn't happened that I needed it right now. God has managed every time to get it before I need it. Like I said, I just get impatient. And that's, I guess, part of being a modern American and part of being just human, and not having the appropriate faith. And I go back a lot of times and say, I just don't have the appropriate faith. I mean, God tells us the faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move mountains. I can't move mountains. I can't heal people. God can heal people, but I can't heal people. I can't even heal myself. I mean, I had cancer surgery. Today I had tubes put in my ears because I couldn't hear, and I'm really grateful for that. experience. So, I'm just human. That's all I can say. And I find comfort in the Bible, and I find comfort in knowing that no matter how bad I goof it up, God usually takes care of me about it. Sometimes he'll slap my wrist for not doing it right the first time, but anyway, I digress. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've got something out of these past couple days, and we look forward to seeing you soon.